Now I thought I'd do another 5 ways to video. I think this kind of fits into this category, but it's 5 ways to use a galaxy background on your cards. So again, this is from a magazine commission for issue 166 of Papercraft Essentials, and it's a beginner's guide too, so it's a good article in the magazine to sort of show you how to create a galaxy background using distress oxides from start to finish, and I've done a photographic step-by-step which will be in the magazine too. So how I created the initial galaxy background, I've still got one piece left to show you. So I took these colours of distress oxides. So I took Blueprint Sketch, Picked Raspberry, Shaded Lilac, Wilted Violet and Seedless Preserves, Distress Oxides, and then I squished each of these out onto my glass cutting mat and then used water and a large round paintbrush to pick up the colours and just create an inky messy background all over just a piece of normal 300 GSM white card, and then you let that dry. But if I tell you the order of colours I did, I started with Shaded Lilac. No, I didn't. I started with the picked raspberry and added the pink down first. Then I went on to Shaded Lilac, added a little bit of Blueprint Sketch just to sort of deepen the Shaded Lilac colour, and then I went on with the final 2 purples. It's just better to start with the lighter colour, so you can add a lot of the lighter colour down and then go over in some places with the darker colours just to make sure you still got the lighter colour under there. And although you probably can't really see it in the final result, you know, it's just nice to know that all those colours are underneath there. So, yeah, so you do that first, and you create your watercolour-y wash of your colourful distress oxides. Then you leave that to dry. Then you come back with Faded Jeans Distress Oxide, and I used Black Soot Distress ink. And you just use your normal ink blending tools and your little foam applicators to add on some sort of patchy black and blue colour over the top. So this is a scrap piece from one of the cards, but so this was the, my camera doesn't pick up pink and purple, which is really annoying. But anyway, this is how vibrant the oxide was, and then you just come over and add on the Faded Jeans Oxide and the Black Soot Distress ink over the top, and just in a random fashion. It doesn't really matter if it's splotchy, because it actually kind of adds to the effect. It sort of gives the background a bit of movement as well. So once you've done that, I then just used a small round paintbrush and some water and just tapped the brush to flick on some little droplets of water, and that kind of oxidizes part of the background as well to give you some really subtle stars. Then, once that was dry, I came back in with the Nuvo Glitter Gloss Aqua Shimmer pen. I just squeezed a little bit out onto my mat and used the same small paintbrush to flick on some of that and then let that dry. I'm hoping you can kind of see that sparkle there. And then to finish off the stars in the background, I just took a little bit of white acrylic paint, watered it down and flicked it on in the same fashion to give some more evident stars. And if you flick sort of quite violently, sort of flicking, you get these cool dotty trails which kind of look like they could be star constellations and stuff. I think that just adds to the background. So that's how you create the galaxy background. And again, there's photographic step-by-steps with written instructions of how to do this in the magazine as well. And then these are my 5 ways I've used them on the cards for the magazine. There's actually 6, but I want to do this 5 ways too, so I'm showing you 5 of them. And they're all using the Written in the Stars stamp set from My Favourite Things to embellish them with a few extra bits and pieces just where I needed something to finish off the card. So the first one I've done is an easel card, and I've just done "Friends are like stars, you don't always see them, but you know they're always there," which I really like that sentiment. And for this one I'd used a tonic layering hexagon die set to create my easel card. So that just props up on a star down below, and so I had I've done 2 galaxy backgrounds for this one, so that it was all galaxy, and I cut a star out of the top one. I don't know if you can see the glitter on there. There is glitter on that white, and then I backed it with a white and did the tonic aquaflow on it and added an extra star back in with the word stars. A little bit wonky, but never mind. And then I decorated with some, what are they called, mirror ball? Yeah, mirror ball stars, these ones, the Nuvo Pure Sheen confetti ones. And this is the Gloss White Nuvo drops. However, top tip, don't make them straight onto the background, because oxides react with water, so they will pick up the colour, and your stars will end up being a purpley, blacky, bluey, pinky colour. So make them first on, I use backing sheets. This is actually the sheet that I made, so I made them all like this. This is a backing sheet from some double-sided adhesive sheet, and then this part obviously is non-stick because it had the adhesive on it, so I just make all my drops on there and leave them to dry. So that is card number 1, which is really nice. And then next idea is to create a shaker card within your galaxy. So again, I just cut out a star aperture, but then I've used those same mirror ball star confetti and some clear micro beads just to help them move around to create a little star shaker in there. And this one says, "Every day I thank my lucky stars," and I've used the Lawn Fawn Puffy Cloud border dies at the top just to add something different to the card, and I've done 2 layers with card and 1 layer with vellum as well. So that's the second card. For the third card, I've used the Sentiment Reach for the stars, and I've just used the Nuvo Clear Mark pen to draw on a moon shape, and then I've added my embossing powder to that, and then I've used the single star stamp from this stamp set just to add a few stars, and then again I've used the pen to draw some lines down and heat emboss that in white. And top tip, another top tip, when you're heat embossing onto an oxide background, I left these galaxy backgrounds to dry for 2 days because I found in the past it just like keeps the moisture, and so many times I've ended up getting so fed up because the embossing powder is stuck everywhere. So let them dry for as long as you can before you heat emboss on them, and use an anti-static powder tool all over the background as well before you do any heat embossing too. Okay, third card, similar idea with the Puffy Cloud borders, 2 in white and 1 in vellum, and then this one I've just done I Love You More Than All the Stars. Just another way to show a sort of simpler card using a galaxy background. And I've done, I think on most of the cards, I've done sort of a faux stitching just with a white gel pen around the edge as well. And then finally, the last card is showing you how to create a Christmas card using a galaxy background. Now, if you just look at that, it doesn't really look that Christmassy, but I've done the sentiment, "The stars shine bright for Christmas." So that's really sweet. And then instead of using the mirror ball stars to decorate, I have used the silver tinsel snowflakes, also part of the Nuvo Pure Sheen confetti range as well. So they're gorgeous little snowflakes, just to decorate in the same way and give a little bit of sparkle. So that is my kind of 5 ways to use a galaxy background on your cards. And again, this is a beginner's guide in issue 166 of Papercraft Essentials, so I shall link that magazine below. I'll link all the Oxide and Distress ink colours that I've used below, and all the other products that I've used within the cards. They'll all be in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed this 5 ways to video, and hope to see you again soon. Bye!